Look, you don't need me to tell you that things are a little crazy right now. It feels like every time you turn on the news, there's another headline that makes you want to crawl back into bed and watch cat videos until 2045. We've got climate change turning up the heat like an angry landlord who wants everyone out. We've got pandemics that ground planes and shut down the entire world. We've got economic crises that jump from one country to another faster than a viral TikTok dance. It's a lot. And the thing is, these aren't just one country's problems anymore. They're everyone's problems. Think about it. A wildfire in Australia sends smoke halfway across the globe. A financial meltdown in one major economy sends shockwaves through markets everywhere. A new virus in one city can have the whole world wearing masks and hoarding toilet paper within weeks. These problems don't carry passports. They don't stop at border control and declare their intentions. They just show up, uninvited, like that one relative at a family gathering who eats all the good snacks. We are all connected in this beautiful, messy, and sometimes terrifying web. Our fates are tied together, whether we like it or not. We're all in the same burning building. Now, this idea of a united world might sound like something straight out of a science fiction movie. You know, with everyone in matching silver jumpsuits, which, let's be honest, would be a terrible look for most of us. But this isn't a new idea. Some of the greatest minds in history were talking about this long before we had the internet. Take Albert Einstein. Yes, the guy with the hair. He was a genius who understood the universe, but he also understood humanity. He saw the destructive power of nationalism, especially after 2 world wars, and argued the only way to prevent future conflicts was a world government. He wasn't just dreaming, he was being practical. And then you have Mahatma Gandhi. He led a nonviolent revolution to free a nation. He believed in unity, Sarvodaya, the welfare of all. Gandhi envisioned concentric circles, the individual, the village, the country, the world. Each part is important and connected for the good of the whole. He saw humanity as one big family. Like any family, we might have disagreements and fight over the remote, but ultimately we live together and look out for each other. His dream? Global cooperation built on peace and mutual respect. Okay, so we agree the world has problems and that smart people have been talking about global unity for a while. But what does that actually look like? The idea that keeps coming up is global democracy. Now hold on, don't run for the hills. This isn't about some shadowy group in a secret volcano lair making decisions for everyone. It's the opposite. It's about giving everyone a voice. It's about creating a system where the big decisions that affect all 7 billion of us are made with everyone's interests in mind, not just the interests of the powerful or the wealthy. It's about fairness on a global scale. Right now, global decisions are often made by a small club of powerful nations. It's like a homeowners association, only the people in the biggest houses get to vote on the rules for the whole neighborhood. Is that fair to the family in the small apartment? Of course not. A global democracy would change that. It would create a forum where a small island nation facing rising sea levels has a real say in climate policy, not just a chance to beg the big polluting countries to please, pretty please, stop melting the ice caps. It ensures that justice isn't just something you get if you're born in the right place. A united world is a great goal, but it's completely meaningless if it only works for the people who are already winning. A global democracy can't just be a club for the rich and powerful. It has to be for everyone. Period. That means intentionally, actively, and loudly, including the voices of those who have been ignored for centuries. We're talking about women, who make up half the population but are still vastly underrepresented in politics. We're talking about young people, who will inherit this planet and have to live with the decisions we make today. We're talking about marginalized communities, indigenous peoples, minorities, the poor. If you're building a house, you don't just ask the architect for their opinion. You ask the electrician, the plumber, the family that's going to live in it. The people who are most affected by poverty know what the solutions to poverty look like. The communities on the front lines of climate change have the most valuable insights on how to adapt. For too long, decisions have been made for these groups, not with them. An inclusive global system flips that script. It brings everyone to the table, gives them a microphone, and actually listens to what they have to say. If we're serious about building this united world, we can't just hope it happens. We have to build the builders, and that starts with education. I'm not just talking about teaching math history, a new kind of education, an education for global citizenship. We need to teach our children not just about their own country's heroes' holidays, but about the world's cultures, challenges, shared destiny. We need to raise a generation that sees a child on the other side of the planet, not as a foreigner, as a fellow human being, as a neighbor. This is how you plant the seeds of empathy, understanding. And honestly, this education has to go beyond the classroom. It's about creating opportunities for young people to connect with each other across borders. Think about exchange programs, online collaborations, international service projects. Okay, so let's be real. This whole United World thing is a massive project. It's not a DIY job. One person, one organization, or even one country can't do it alone. It's an all-hands-on-deck situation. We need a level of teamwork that would make the Avengers look like a disorganized book club. This means governments, non-profit organizations, NGOs, private companies, regular people like you and me start rowing in the same direction. This is the essence of multilateralism. Everyone working together to solve problems that affect everyone. First, let's talk about governments. Countries need to move beyond seeing each other as competitors in a zero-sum game. The global stage shouldn't be a constant battle for dominance. It needs to be a space for collaboration, strengthening international institutions, honoring treaties, contributing to global goals. A powerful nation helping a less developed one, not out of pity but because a stronger, more stable world benefits everyone. Cooperating on public health prevents pandemics. Cooperating on climate helps save the planet. It's not weakness, it's enlightened self-interest. If the world is going to work together, we need a plan, a shared to-do list. Luckily, we already have one. It's called the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. In 2015, all UN member states came together and agreed on 17 ambitious goals to achieve by 2030. This is humanity's roadmap to a better future. It's the most comprehensive and universally agreed-upon plan for creating a world that is more just, peaceful, and sustainable. It's basically the world's group project, and everyone's grade depends on it. What's on this list? Everything. Goal number 1, end poverty in all its forms everywhere. Goal number 2, zero hunger. Goal number 5, gender equality. Goal number 13, urgent action to combat climate change. Clean water, quality education, affordable and clean energy, peace and justice. The SDGs recognize that all these issues are interconnected. You can't solve poverty without addressing education. You can't have peace without tackling inequality. You can't achieve any of them if the planet is uninhabitable. It's all part of the same puzzle. So, we have this grand vision of a united world with global democracy and everyone working together. It sounds fantastic, but let's be honest, trust is the big hurdle. People are naturally skeptical of big institutions, and for good reason. History is full of power abused behind closed doors. If we build a global system, it must rest on radical transparency. We need to be able to see what's going on. We need the receipts. Decision-making can't happen in secret. Think about it. You don't trust a restaurant with a dirty kitchen. You don't trust a mechanic who won't show you the old parts. Meetings should be public. Data should be open. Budgets should be accessible to everyone. We need to know who is making the decisions, what interests they represent, and why they are making them. This is public accountability. Those in power work for us, the people. They need to be able to show their work. It's that simple. So after all this, the big question remains, is a united, democratic world actually possible? Or is it just a beautiful dream? I'll be honest, when you look at the state of the world today, the divisions, the conflicts, the cynicism, it's easy to feel pessimistic. It's easy to think that we're too different, too stubborn, too selfish to ever come together. The task seems impossibly large, but remember, every major step forward in history seemed impossible before it happened. Abolition of slavery, women's suffrage, the end of apartheid. These were struggles that took generations. Leaders were called naive, called dreamers, told they were fighting a losing battle against an unchangeable system. But they refused to accept that. They held on to the audacity of hope. They organized, they marched, they spoke out, and they bent the arc of the moral universe toward justice.